Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Well, KG is here. It's a match preview, but there's also Leeds United news to talk about, and just something about over the weekend. In my match reaction, I said that I thought we'd probably finish in the playoffs, but there is a way that we can finish in the top two, and I'll go through my reasons why I think we can still do that. Before I get into it, though, please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, drop your comments and score predictions after the chat stream is done, or if you're watching the replay, you know the drill. Thank you to Mr. P, Parrot House, and Count Bishops for the super thanks on the last video. To Norwegian people, love my Norwegians out there. Thank you so much for the support. Super thanks are in the comments when the video is done. Or if you want to become a member of the channel, membership links are in the description. How's everyone doing, man? I'm in a good mood, man. I'm feeling good, smelling good. I hope you guys are too. Jamie already getting in there early. Thank you for the stream. Yeah, man. What if it's a stinker? What if it's a stinker? Nathan here saying, I believe come on Leeds promotion march on together. Yeah. And I want to make clear as well, because even though I said that I think we could finish in the playoff spot, I still think we could get promoted via the playoffs. I know that history goes against us, but records, history is there to be broken. And I think that this team is more than capable of doing it. I size it up with everything in the league and what we're up against. And even after that Leicester-Ipswich game, where yet again, Ipswich come back and get a jammy draw. It's not jammy because they're creating their own luck, but you know what I mean? I still think that this team, with the way it's set up, is more than capable of finishing the top two, but they have to just be consistent and cut out those poor results against poor opposition. And that's the reason why we don't have as many points as the Leicesters, as Southampton are currently right now. It's because we've dropped points in the games where they're getting the 3 points. And it's about cutting those kind of mistakes out. Now, we win the next two, it puts pressure on the teams above us, but we have to get the wins. And that's the difference. If we can do that, then it's game on. 100% it's game on. Afternoon, morning, and night to everybody, man. Nice to see everyone in the chat. And yeah, shall we get into this? How shall we do this? Shall we do the Norwich preview first? Yeah, let's just get that out of the way. Because obviously the game is being moved forward. Yes, move forward, not being pushed back. It's move forward, yes, because we are still in the FA Cup, which is awesome, and I want it all. People saying we need to get knocked out the cup. I don't believe that. As I said before, Sheffield United, with all their off-the-field trouble last season, they got to the semi-final of the FA Cup and still went automatically. And we have a better team than Sheffield United. So I fully believe that we stay in this cup as long as we can, keep the momentum going, win every game possible. And you never know where it can take you, people. So, yeah, Ryan, shout out to you. Looking fresh, KJ, hope you are. Yeah, listen, I'm not even clean shaven, but yeah, I appreciate that. Clem here saying, hi, KG from Monroe, New Hampshire. Shout out to you, Clem. But yeah, I like whether we win or lose the game tomorrow. I just want to make that clear as well. It doesn't matter if we had played this later on or play it tomorrow. We've still got to play this game eventually. And listen, we've got Plymouth in the cup, so there's a good chance that we could advance past Plymouth because they've got to come to Elland Road. So we will more than likely be in the next round of the FA Cup. Now, I could have just jinxed that, people. I could have just jinxed that, but I believe we'll beat Plymouth. And we will be in the next round. So we're going to get another rearranged game. So I think it is the best policy just to get this one out of the way and keep our games up to date. Because I always say I'd rather have points on the board than games in hand all day long. Rysel saying, KG, in the cup, we do rest loads. But even then, Rysel, our cup team isn't so bad. We do take out a few, but then look what's happened with the emergence of, it loaned the chance for Ampadu to get his first goals. Gruev is impressive, and Gruev was spoken about today. I think that we've got more than enough to do a little bit of rotation and still keep the strong squad enough, especially to beat Plymouth at home. But yeah, Farke said in his view, it was best to arrange tomorrow's game for the early state rather than to hang on to it as a game in hand. For us, it's a good moment to play. It's never a guarantee that it's successful, but the next months will be busy. And I'm with him 100% on that. There's no new injuries from the game, which is great. Gnonto is making progress and he's almost, able to join in with full training. We'll speak about Gnonto in a moment as well. Strauch remains out. And he was also asked about the Ampadu-Roden partnership and how it could be a permanent partnership. He hasn't ruled it out. He's not saying that when Strauch is better, that he's going to come back in because he's liking what he's seeing from Ampadu and Roden. Plus, then it kind of gives him the license to not drop Gruev, because I don't see how you drop him. I think the only midfielder that we could say is probably droppable right now is Kamara, out of all of the midfielders we've got, because I'd still love to see Archie Gray moved up into midfield. That is just my wish, because that is where he excels. I would love to see Archie Gray become another regular member of the central midfield. But I think that, he sees that we've got a little bit of options in there. What else was there? Not going to speak about the transfers, because it's the same rhetoric as it is every week, and I can imagine he's getting sick of talking about that. But he did say this. Farke says Ailing Spence left Leeds 2 players short. Also a man down due to the Creswell situation. Still assessing Strauch. The length of his absence might dictate if Leeds do a centre-back before the deadline. As you can see in the title, Ben Godfrey is in there, and I will speak about him later on also. Rice was saying we need a right back. Archie and Kamara can rotate. Exactly, Rice. So I would love to see Archie Gray become a member of that midfield again. And this goes into my thinking of promotion, because I look around this league, and I said it in the match reaction anyway, so not much is changing, but we have got such a good squad in comparison to the rest of this league. Like, I wouldn't change a lot of this squad for anyone in Southampton's, Leicester's, certainly not Ipswich's. But it's all about just getting the right ingredients together and making sure that we don't keep slipping up against the Stokes, against the Prestons. These are the important points that we keep dropping. And when I look at this team, I look at our midfield people. Ampadu, Gruev, Kamara, Archie Gray. There's nothing wrong with that midfield. And then when you look at our attackers, teams in this league would kill to have just one of Somerville or Jorginho. We got both, plus Dan James, who's cooking on all cylinders this season. Say what you want about Patrick Bamford, but at this level, he's a good championship striker. Joel Perreault, as much stick as this guy's got from Leeds fans alone, he's in double figures for the season. There is so much to like about this team, and how much quality there is, that we can do the top 2, but it's about cutting out those silly mistakes in the games where we should be getting 3 points in. Gavin, I think you're being sarcastic here, because I know you want to drive Firpo to the first thing smoking. I wouldn't change Firpo for anyone. And Russell even here, Willie Gnonto not even getting a look in. And again, we'll talk about Willie in just a moment. But yeah, Willie Gnonto as an option in the Championship is ridiculous, people. It's absolutely ridiculous that we've got this guy still on the bench and possibly about to sign a new deal. Again, speak about in a moment. The quality in this squad is unbelievable at this level. Seriously, at this level. And then you even go back, Ampadu in there. How many teams would kill to have Ampadu in their team? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Karen here, yeah, we have a good squad. We just need to be more clinical in front of goal. Yeah. And again, sometimes it's about the openings we create. And that's where I do believe a real born natural 10 comes into it, because it's not someone that's going to be drifting in from diagonals or from the wing. It's going to be someone that is specialist in that 10 area, where they unlock the doors that are just so hard to break down. And then you can get some more little balls around the side or over the top, rather than just keep on playing diagonal. But we still have more than enough weapons in our arsenal to beat a lot of these teams. It's just about getting that real consistent run together. I know people saying that we're not too inconsistent right now, but when you're looking at Southampton 21 unbeaten, this team is more than capable of doing that, people. Rysel again. Rysel's active, man. What are your thoughts on Benson? Left footer on the wing, different option, could be a major signing, champ. I listen, if we sign Benson and we don't let go of a winger, it does nothing for me. It will be another Jane Anthony thing for me. I don't think we need another winger. There's other places in this team where we need to get a little bit stronger. And if we could, why sign Benson? I just ask this: if we're not letting go of a winger, and it is on the basis of that, why sign Benson and not just get in a natural 10? If we're going to look in the attacking options, it doesn't make much sense to me. And again, it's about the positional need. We do this all the time. We'll sign a player and go, oh yeah, that's a good addition, but it doesn't address a need that we have. Ventura White. Yeah, let's go with that. Promotion is a must this season, so we can't risk losing our good players, and that's what will happen. I've spoken about that many times, but listen, you just seen what Preston look like, people. If we spend a few years in this league, that will be what our team looks like. No joke. It doesn't matter what your team name is in the championship. You have to abide by certain financial restrictions. And the best will in the world, if you're in this division after 3-4 years, your team starts to look like the Preston team. Honestly, and it's ugly. We know it's ugly. No one enjoyed that. No one enjoys that. It's not fun to watch. There's no quality on the ball. It's all about passion and all that desire. No, let's go with the quality that we've got, that game-changing quality, and let's go that way and build on that. Obviously, we would have to build on it, no question about it. But let's build on the quality that we have. Yeah, Karen as well, adding, we still have gaps that need to be filled. We can't keep putting square pegs in round holes. Exactly. And yeah, is there anything more off that? Okay, Farke on Gnonto potentially extend his contract. We'll speak about business when it's done, but you can be sure that we want to keep our best players and players with potential. And that moves us on nicely to Willie Gnonto. As you can see, it was broken by Sky Sports, actually, that Willie Gnonto is close to signing a new contract, which is a surprise to me because he hasn't been playing. And I thought with the best will in the world that he would probably seek a move because he's not getting regular football. And even in his cameos, he's not getting a lot of minutes. There's people saying that he's not doing enough. But I even put Bamford in there. There's no bias in there. You can't do much every game when you're just getting 10, 15 minutes. It's just impossible. You know, not everyone is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his prime, you know, coming off the bench scoring goals. You know, it doesn't work like that for everybody. But the fact that he's about to sign a new deal, I think that's great news for both him and the club. And people keep talking about release clauses. Of course, there's going to be release clauses. There's release clauses in everyone's contracts, people. You know, it's, I mean, Ryan here, I mean, I've seen this so much. Unfortunately, that's just to put his release clause up. Well, it would be up, and also it will protect the club as well. People don't look at it from the club side. If we, you know, touch wood, please no, if we don't go up, there will be probably clauses in there that say that if we don't go up, he can go for a certain amount. And you don't know, maybe that will help the club in the summer in terms of getting him out for a certain fee and reinvest that money into the squad. You know, it helps out the club as well. And the fact that he will sign longer term, I think that is just better. He's a good asset to have. Yes, he hasn't shown it consistently yet in the championship when he's given the opportunity, but I've said it before, and people might find it weird, but if we was to go up to the Premier League, Willie Gnonto is the player that you'd start in the Premier League because he's more Premier League class than say Championship. It's a weird thing. Like Dan James, you know, Dan James is doing awesome, but if we're talking Premier League, I would take Gnonto over Dan James. It's just a different skill set you need in that league compared to this one. And Dan James is obviously built for this. He's ready for the fouls. He knows he's going to get chopped up. I don't think Willie is there just yet in the little time that we've seen him. But as an asset, if you can tie him down to a new deal and get in decent clauses in there, it's great. Listen, when Jack Harrison signed his new deal, he made sure that he had that loan clause that he heard about that was going around the changing room. And he made sure of that. So every player is going to protect themselves. They're going to sign the best deal for themselves. And the club are not stupid anymore. They will definitely put in clauses that will suit the club if the time comes for Willie Gnonto to be released. Gavin saying Gnonto just changed agent. Well, in the article, it does say, you know, he's still got a bit of time on his current contract, but obviously the terms are very little as he came from the Swiss league. But let's have a look. Yeah, if Gnonto was willing to sign one, amid news that Gnonto was considering changing his agent. So I don't know if he has actually changed his agent, but I've already told you, I've already spoken to a guy that has dealt with this agent before. He's the same agent that Nicolo Zaniolo is at. And if you look at Zaniolo, he moved twice last year. So, you know, the agent is one of those guys that just looks for the best move for his clients and, you know, nice little signing on fees and everything else like that. No issue with that. You know, he's an agent. That's his job, as Roy Keane would say. But obviously, you know, the way it went down last summer, it wasn't good. He did apologize, but I've already seen some fans will never accept him again, and that's their prerogative. But the fact is, Daniel Farke accepted it. The players have accepted it, and I know that for a fact. So that's good enough for me, and he's made amends on that. Mistakes happen, and he hasn't done it again. And even now, he's out injured currently, legitimately injured, and you still got people questioning, "Oh, I bet he's hankering for a move." When in the actual fact, it's the opposite. So there you go. There it is. HWH, his wage, big problem though. Oh, I see you guys are talking about Calvin Phillips. Okay. That obviously that's not Willie Gnonto because he isn't on big money. Ryan here saying, "True Cajun, if it wasn't for James doing so well, then Gnonto would start." Exactly. And then you even think of that, Ryan, and everyone else. Imagine if it is Gnonto starting and you got Dan James coming off the bench. Some of the options that we have are ridiculous. Obviously, there are some options where you think you could move on. We could get our bench stronger. And I put in Shackleton in there. I'm putting Paveda in there for sure. Gelhart as well. I put him in that thing as well, where if we could move them out and get some quality in, that would be better for our bench. But some of the options we have are brilliant. Max H say maybe Gnonto needs stability after what happened in the summer. A new contract could allow him to settle all the speculation, kick on again. Yeah. There's many different reasons, Max, and that is definitely one of them. 100%. It was an absolute horror show in the summer. I would never advocate. Me, I do see things on the players' side a lot, but I would never advocate for going on strike. That's just not something I would do. But I'm also a human, and I can understand where humans go, and especially for a young player. And I brought up the example of Bobby Duncan, who left Liverpool to go Fiorentina, how much he regrets that a few years later. I do feel like Gnonto, even now, he probably does regret that summer thing, to this day. But he's made up for it. It's not like he's not committed as well when he plays. I always see that he's not asked. The guy will sprint into the corner to try and retrieve an unretrievable ball. When he's on the bench, he's celebrating with the team. So maybe people want to see what they want to see, and that's fine. But his commitment hasn't wavered. Robert here say Dan James is improving every week. He's been brilliant this season, Robert. I'm glad I was right about that one. I really am. I'm glad about DJ, man. Every time he scores, I'm like, yeah, DJ, go on, man, go on. But yeah, Dan James has been brilliant, and that's what's keeping Gnonto on the bench. Let's have a look. Yeah. Chronicles here. I think they are trying to lift Gnonto to encourage his form, but I think Farke needs to try him in other positions as well, like 10 or even a 9 if Rutter and Bamford are out, freshen him up. Yeah, I don't see Gnonto as the 10. I know a few of you think that. Maybe you disagree, put it in the comments, but I don't think he's got it as a 10. You see how he runs, you see his game, he always operates from that left. Even when he goes to the right, somehow he'll switch positions with Somerville, whoever's there, and he'll end up drifting in. He's an inside forward for me. But yeah, I do hear it. Put him up front sometimes if we're running on out of options. Put him in a 2 though. I like to see him with a taller guy. I think he'd work like that. Let's have a look here. And Gavin here. Okay, let's just get the Norwich thing out of the way. Nicely done, Gavin. We need to be out from kickoff versus Norwich. No Preston nonsense. Yeah, and here we are, just for the table. We see Norwich City. They're doing okay. They've won the last 2, but we've won the last 3, people, and they've got to come to Elland Road where we're unbeaten. And that's where I think that we will get the advantage, and plus the quality in our team will shine throughout. And I do see us winning this game, people. Please, in the chat now and in the comments after the video, please put your score predictions. I'm going to go for another clean sheet. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I'm going for a 2-0 win to Leeds, and that will make us, 1 point behind Southampton. Yeah, just keep it. I know Daniel Farke says he doesn't want to play mind games. He's not into mind games and all that stuff, even though I do think that's kind of a mind game. Yeah. But listen, when you see us breathing down your neck with the quality that we have, it will make teams above us nervous, 100%. 2-1 from Direct Leeds, 3-1 Jammy, Diggler 4-0 Leeds. Would love to see that. Karen 2-1 Leeds, yep. HWH 2-0 Leeds. Ryan Doe says he's got a weird feeling about Norwich. I think we'll drop points, I'll say, yep. Gavin going for a 5-1, 0 Fox 3-0. Yeah. And Paul, yeah, I mean, he was asked about this as well, saying not great in midweek, but he says he doesn't see the correlation in regards to dropping points in midweek. Hey, we shall see tomorrow, won't we, Paul? We'll see tomorrow. Bubba saying Leighton, big up KG, big up to you, Bubba. And Marcus saying 2-0 lead. Yeah. So anyone for Norwich? Anyone for Norwich? No. Okay, let me just get something out. There was something else I wanted to bring up just for data purposes. Let me see if I can get it. It's via LUFC data, as you can imagine. Yeah, look at this here. And it goes, and it just furthers my argument as into why you could sell Meslier. And I just want to just highlight this. Leeds have faced just 186 shots from open play this season, 13 fewer than any other championship side. And again, that just goes to my belief, and it just confirms everything I know anyway with my eyes. Data just backing it up. That if you really could get a decent fee for Meslier this month, but I can't see people. I think you've seen around the world, even Fabrizio's not tweeting as much this month. It's a very, very quiet month. But if you could get some interest in Meslier and just get an average goalkeeper for the rest of the season, use that money and get some real players in. Easily done. Because when you look at that should mean that we should be doing a little bit better on the defensive side in goal, rather than the amount of goals we've conceded. And that just goes from your eyes as well. You don't need a top goalkeeper in this league. You just don't. You just need one that's competent, that can catch a ball, and keep you in the game. That's it. So if you can sell a near 20 million asset and strengthen the rest of the team, I'd 100% do it twice today and 6 times on Sunday. I don't know. But Chronicles say, Paul saying, would you take Harrison back, KG? 100% no. I wanted, Paul, you were here. I wanted him sold when he was linked to a 25 million move to Leicester. We should have gone then, not sign a new deal, but that ownership just didn't learn. Chronicles, Meslier is still very young, but if Leeds can get promoted, we need an experienced international goalkeeper who's at their peak. We can't afford to wait for Meslier to hit his peak in 5 years. Yeah, Chronicles, and I've already seen a few real men goalkeepers that I want if we get promoted. I've seen them already. And I'm hoping if the 49ers are as data-driven as they are, they will also be looking at a real commanding goalkeeper. It's just little things like, he made a great save from Miller. Not a great save. I've just over-egged it. He made a good save from Miller in that game. But then there was also the thing where there was 0 players around him and he's punching it. And you can't just talk about people on here or you guys in the chat speaking about it. The whole crowd behind him was like, what are you doing? So it's not just people online. It's even people in the stadiums now. So, and Clem is saying he's not rated by the French national setup. That says a lot. Listen, in the French national setup, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's got 3 just better goalkeepers in front of him, and it's as simple as that. Magnan is the main man. He's not going anywhere. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Areola is starting to get first team football at West Ham. Who is the second one? Of course, it's Bryce Samba. I love Bryce Samba as well. Bryce Samba is an absolute. I was looking forward to seeing Bryce Samba play in the Premier League with Forest, but he moved back to France, so obviously he settled there. But those are 3 keepers better than him. Even Lafont is probably better in front of Meslier as well. Just shows you, because people always think I'm talking about Meslier like I've never rated him. I love Illan Meslier, and I thought that his age and his trajectory, I thought he was going like this, but he stagnated and kind of gone like this. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. SJ44, this is a great point as well. Not converted chances is a bigger problem than Meslier. And that's what you got to do. If you've got a goalkeeper like Meslier where he is average, and whether you like it or not, your eye test and the data backs that up, people, he is average. You do need to be converting your chances to help him out. I agree with that 100%, SJ. I'm with you there. So if we could be a little bit more efficient up front with the shots on target that we do get and the chances we create, then it goes to my saying that you only need an average goalkeeper as long as you've got good outfield players in this league. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Let me get that off. Tables there. Okay, so we'll done the Gnonto thing. While I'm doing that, people, if you haven't already, I'm just getting the next window prepared. Please hit a like on the video if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel a lot. Okay, so here we are. Next one. Ben Godfrey, interested to get your thoughts on this one, because obviously, as I highlighted earlier, Daniel Farke was talking about the situation with Charlie Creswell, which I think will be resolved this month also. We are linked, according to Luke Edwards, who's a pretty decent journalist up in the north. that we are going head to head with Sheffield United yet again to sign Ben Godfrey. And I'm interested to get your thoughts on this one. I would be very comfortable with Ben Godfrey if it's a loan. A loan would be great if Everton are willing to do that kind of business. A permanent deal, especially if we're going up, no, absolutely not. He is not a Premier League defender, and it's been proven not just at Norwich, and you can say what you will there with the whatever it is, lack of support, Daniel Farke's tactics, lack of strengthening the team in Norwich, okay? But he does have big lapses in concentration now. He's as quick as hell, and that does get him out of a lot of mistakes that he could make. He is very, very quick, but just positionally, concentration wise, Premier League level, he's not it. And it does show with the amount of opportunities he's had in that league, and he hasn't been able to grasp none of them. So listen, what would you say, people? Gavin, is Godfrey any good? His CV's all over the place. I think at championship level, Gavin, I think he would be brilliant. I really do. I think this is his level. Premier League, if we're going where I want Leeds United to go, nah, not permanently for me. No chance. Yeah, he is strong. He's definitely strong. Paul Gray saying loan deal for Godfrey, if we could do that. Did struggle a bit in the Prem for Everton at times. At times. Everton have got a collection of centre-backs that people thought could be good, but then you see what they play with. Listen, I mean, they've got Mason Holgate, another one. Michael Keane, Ben Godfrey, they go through these kind of centre backs. They're all pretty samey. You know what I mean? They're all samey. But yeah, yeah, he is hot-headed, as some people said. He can lose his head a bit. You know me. I like real men, but sometimes it's not the real men situation he gets hot-headed in. I do understand. Chronicle saying maybe he's okay as a backup to Stroud, Ampadu, and Rodon. This is another thing, though. If he is going to move anywhere, he's not going to move probably just to sit on the bench, especially stepping down the league. And that's probably where Sheffield United get the jump on us, not only because they're in the Premier League, which is obviously the biggest carrot, but he's probably going to get first team football there. I think they're about to sell, and I'm going to butcher his name, Ad Mohamovic. Go with that, people, okay? Go with that. I think they're going to sell him this month. And Chris Wilder, Chris Wilder, man. He's meat and potatoes, man. He likes his, passion, desire. So Ben Godfrey and I think Mason Holgate have been linked with Sheffield United, and I can see them 100% playing over Ad Mohamovic. All right. Oh yeah. Guy Fawkes, Branthwaite is levels above Godfrey too. Yeah, and even Tarkowski. That's what I'm saying. Everton they finally found the right mix of centre backs they've got, and that's why he's out in the cold. He's hardly played this year. I think he's played about 3 games, people. But Branthwaite, he's the truth. He's definitely the truth. His trajectory is like this. I think I can see him being moved on to a bigger club eventually. Yeah, he looks real good. People asking this, what's his wages? It doesn't matter what his wages are. It all depends on what the clubs can agree with, what the loaning club will cover. So if Everton want 100% of the wages covered, maybe it's impossible. But if they're willing to pay a portion and Leeds pay a portion, maybe Leeds give them a loan fee. Maybe that's more amicable. It happens, though. You can always get deals done if both sides are willing to get it done. Yeah, Chronicles won't happen, then will it? Playing time will be a big issue for any possible signing. Yeah, you have to look at what we've done so far. And that I do feel like that will hamstring us when it comes to certain loan signings. Unless they're guaranteed to come in and start, they will have seen the way that the team has operated all season long. They will see how many minutes substitutes get and think, well, no, thank you. They will think, well, why am I going there when I could go somewhere else and play first team football? I 100% do think that's a factor. But maybe there's something with Ben Godfrey. I don't know where he fits in when Strauch is fit. It's because quite clearly Daniel Farke has already made it clear that Strauch Rodon is a good centre back pairing. Ampadu Rodon is a good centre back pairing. Does he just add Godfrey in there? Now, obviously, Godfrey has worked with Farke before. Maybe that could be an advantage for us to get him to sign as well. He knows Farke's methods. He obviously would enjoy to play under Farke if he came here. Maybe that's a pull-in thing. But like I say, if it's a loan deal, I'm all for it because that's a good centre back cover in the Championship. Permanent deal. Yeah, I'm not with it. at all. I've got to say, I would not fancy it all. I would hope that he'd prove me wrong if we go up and he turns into Ben Godfrey we thought he was going to be when he's 20, 21. He's now 26, people. You know, I think people still look at him and think he's a hot prospect and he's got such a bright future. He's in his prime right now. So if he's not going to do it now, when is he going to do it? Direct. Depends if Farke likes him. Farke falls out of place. Well, what I would say direct with that is if we are being linked at this end, you know, at that end with Ben Godfrey, obviously Farke will have green lighted it. As he said today in the press conference, he likes to be involved in the player decisions. Otherwise, you know, what's the point? So he likes to be involved with player contracts, who's coming in, who's going out. So he will have given the green light to get Ben Godfrey. So obviously there is no falling out in that one. Let's have a look. Max H saying we'll loan Godfrey and Williams and we won't sue Everton and Forest deal. Yeah, Nico Williams is I don't think that's even a possibility, and I think Nottingham Forest have rejected a loan bid from Feyenoord for him. So I don't think he's going anywhere unless it's a permanent deal, which obviously just takes us out the running straight away. So I don't think Nico Williams. It's going to be interesting. Look, we haven't got long left of this window, thankfully, because I don't know if you've noticed, people. It's been very quiet over the last week. There's been nothing going on at all, not even any solid links until this one today in terms of Ben Godfrey from a reputable journalist. And I just want to say on that as well. People always say, "Why do you trust the sources?" It's because they've got a good hit rate, you know. And when you've got a good hit rate, then of course you should be taking their word or their information and thinking, okay, there must be some credibility to this. No one's got 100% hit rate. No one. And I'm sure anywhere in your jobs, you don't have 100% hit rate. I certainly don't on this YouTube thing. So, you know, it is what it is. But you go with the people that are more credible and who have got more things right than wrong. So yeah, let's have a look. But yeah, so Ben Godfrey, put your thoughts in the comments below, and you know, let me know if you'd like him on loan or do you believe in him permanently. Maybe you do. Maybe you do believe in him. I'm interested to hear from you. I think that is it, people. I think that is it. But listen, let me just go through a couple more comments. Reckon we only got one, but we should have got more. Okay, all right. Oh, I think okay. You guys are talking about Melia. Yeah. Okay, no problem. No problem. Robert here said in regards to Forest, I think no, there's no think, Robert. They do have FFP issues, 100%. Good opportunity to bag a bargain in Nico Williams. Yeah, no, I think Forest are going to be appealing that, but I think they haven't got much of a leg to stand on. Plus, if the link what I saw today is true, Newcastle could be looking at getting Morgan Gibbs-White, which is an absolutely phenomenal signing for Newcastle. And I think they're about to sell that spinning top Almiron. I love when Almiron had his little purple patch month. I had people that know I don't rate him say, "Oh, what you saying about Almiron now?" Always the same, always trying to doubt me. And then look what happened. What's he done since that purple patch month? Nada, zilch. Yeah. But it looks like he may be going to Saudi and they may be using that money to buy Gibbs-White, which I think is a major upgrade on Almiron. So you never know, they could be recouping money back from the Morgan Gibbs-White sale if it happens. John saying here in regards to Ryan Giles, criminal not getting Giles. You know, the only thing is with the Ryan Giles link, and I did mention him before the season started. I think I did mention it on stream. The only thing is he's very similar to Junior Firpo in that, although he's more available, I think, but they're both very attacking fullbacks. So if you're looking for defensive work, they're not going to give you that too much. But attacking wise, I mean, Ryan Giles can put in crosses at this level that are just, they're on the money. He was doing it for Middlesbrough last season, and I thought, wow, he's looking real, real good. And I'm not surprised Luton took a punt on him. But Luton have got an even better player. Listen, I don't know if you guys have been watching Luton. Let me know. But yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. He's been linked to Hull. I know Hull City loading up. I know. But have you guys been noticing Alfie Doherty for Luton? Man, he looks real, real good. He looks real, real good, man. Like Alfie Doherty looks like if we was to go up and Luton went down, man, I think he would be a good little option as an option at that left back option. I really do, because he's been good defensively, but his deliveries on free kicks, corners, and everything. Man, he looks good, but I don't know if it's just this season. I need to see more of him. But I've been very, very impressed with him. Very, very impressed. Yeah, direct. Doherty is handy. He's more than that. he's putting up numbers for that Luton team. And he's been really, really good defensively. I like what I've seen. But again, it's a short sample size, so I'm not going to get too gassed. But he looks good, man. Robert here. Robert here saying, please don't go. I only just clocked in. Shame. Listen, just go back and watch the replay, Robert. But thank you. Great work, KG. Like the Byram interview. Thank you for that, Robert. And yeah, Byram interview obviously still up. Link is in the description as well if you haven't seen it already. So go and check that out with Sam Byram, man. Good to hear from him. Good guy, man. Great guy. We got a couple mutual friends as well, which is funny. Let's have a look. He's handy. Yeah. So yeah. I think that's it, people. I think that's it. I think that is it, people. We're gonna go with this one. Yeah, Robert. Ain't that the truth? Doherty is getting loads of points in FPL at the moment with his assists. Yeah, he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. Sly, Jesse interview next. Could you imagine that? I couldn't even listen to his one with Simon Jordan. I like Simon Jordan, so probably not Jesse Marsh. I don't think so. Yeah, and that is true. We need a set piece technician. We're crying out for it. We even saw Firpo take a free kick on the weekend. We don't need to see that again. But listen, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope there's some good news to come out. I've already set up the stream for the match reaction tomorrow. So if you haven't clicked onto that, set your reminder so you can join me live after the game. And listen, people, give me your thoughts, comments, like the video, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, people. Peace out.